Hello, DC, and welcome back, Bison.
And happy Women's History Month.
I'm Khariss Bender.
And I'm Danillo Wrightsell.
And this is where you
heard it all.
Super Tuesday ended in a landslide. Donald Trump led the Republican primary with 1,075 delegates, and Joe Biden led the Democratic Party with 1,966 votes.
Most likely we'll see another face-off between Biden and Trump this upcoming November.
Although Trump and Biden are the front-runners for this upcoming election, most American voters don't approve of either candidate and are generally dissatisfied with the state of their government.
Howard University's recent housing crisis involved residents at Towers Plaza East, where flooding caused damage to residents' belongings.
The crisis lasted several months, displacing many residents, leaving them frustrated and disillusioned.
Fellow spotter Alicia Cesar went to Towers to discuss the situation with residents. Let's take a look.
Howard University East Towers dorm is dealing with flood and roach infestation. When asked how the situation was dealt with, a sophomore here at Howard University, Stacy Jean Francois, said there was lack of communication.
So first I was kind of shocked because there was no communication to know which rooms were affected clearly and how my stuff was affected, and they didn't tell me until on the due date. They said they were going to give it to me. So they told me after the fact, and I had to cancel my train ticket to come back and had to drive here with my mom to get all my stuff and figure out where my stuff are.
Earlier in February, the university released a statement letting students know that they could not move in due to another incident. As East Towers continues to cope with living situations, keeping up with maintenance hasn't been too challenging for Hunter Finney, an RA who explains how she represents her residents in their time of need.
With everything going on, with the leak and the water damage and the rats and the roaches, I try to represent my residents. Every time we have a meeting, the RAs have a meeting, I do speak up on behalf of the residents. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it gets us in trouble. It gets me in trouble. But at the end of the day, we're all Howard students and we're all paying to be here.
Hunter further suggests that campus apartments comes to speak to students.
So the problem is that campus apartments need to come and speak to students and tell them what's going on, because that's the hierarchy. So campus apartments needs to come and speak to the students, give them the breakdown of how everything is going and why this is happening, why one of the pipes broke, so that students aren't as out of the room, they're included, they're in the conversation, and moving forward, just having those talkbacks with students in the future, because an email's not going to do the job.
Out to Res Life, the response was futile, but the solution has now been resolved. This is Alicia Cesar reporting for Howard.
For many Muslims, Ramadan started on March 11th after officials saw the crescent moon in Saudi Arabia on Sunday night.
For others who didn't see the crescent moon, they begin fasting on March 12th. Ramadan is a holy month of fasting for Muslims.
Muslims fast for about an hour before sunrise until sunset, refraining from drinking, eating, bad manners, and bad language. It's a great way to repent, reflect, and grow spiritually.
Both Annex and Blackburn will offer food boxes for iftar and suhoor throughout the month of Ramadan. That's all the time we have for today, folks. Be sure to tune in next week, and don't forget where you heard it all.